hier? Hier? It's me. Please.
What is up, you guys? This is All Day Any Day One on the PS4, and I'm going to give you another Assassin's Creed Odyssey video. So with this video, it's going to be another build video, and this one is basically like a warrior build, but I'm going to just call it the Demigod build. So the reason why it's called the Demigod build is because you're going to be using the full Demigod set, and you can only get the full Demigod set by killing all of the, not necessarily killing all the cultists, but you have to defeat Deimos, which is going to be part of the Odyssey storyline. And then if you are going for the helmet or the tiara, the last piece, the crown, you have to defeat every single one of the cultists, and then you'll be able to uncover who's the main cultist, which also means you do need to defeat Deimos as well in order to get the tiara or the crown. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at each piece. So the main set for the Demigod set, it gives you 10% damage with all abilities, which is going to be really useful because it gives you that 10% for assassin damage, warrior damage, and hunter damage abilities. And then for each and every single piece, for all 5 pieces, they all give you warrior damage and 5% all damage. So as you see, the crown gives you 15 and 5, 15 and 5 on the gloves, 15 and 5 on the chest, 15 and 5 on the waist, and 15 and 5 on the legs. So that is, in my opinion, is really good for a warrior build, because although it may not focus like on crit or crit damage or anything, it still gives you a huge base damage increase from those. Now, with the actual pieces for the engrave slots, I put 15% damage with warrior abilities on the circlet, and you get that from the Spartan hero set, or the Spartan war hero set. The Spartan war hero set is going to give you the 15% damage with all warrior abilities, and you can only get that from defeating all 5 of the cultists for this set. And I do have a video on how to get the full set, so if you don't know how, or if you haven't gotten it and don't know the locations, just go ahead and check that video out, and then you'll be able to find it pretty quick. And then for the bracers, so for the bracers, I have the 50% crit damage with warrior abilities, and the only way you can get that set, that engrave, is from either purchasing it with Helix or from the Orichalcum vendor, but it's going to be random, so you're basically testing your luck for that. And sorry about that. So it's going to be the warrior's restraint and so on. As you can see, it has that Helix symbol right next to it, meaning I had to purchase it. So you can see it gives you the Spartan Renegade set. Now, if you don't have this specific set, don't worry. You can still use the crit damage or crit chance, which are both still very viable stats. And then up next, you have Demigod's chestplate. So the Demigod's chestplate, I put 20% all resistance, and the reason why I did that is because this allows you to take 20% less melee and ranged, fire, and poison damage, which is going to be really useful, especially if you play on Nightmare, where everything pretty much one-shots you almost. So the way you get the 20% all resistance is you need to go ahead and get the Greek hero set. And the Greek hero set only comes from your mercenaries, so you have to kill specific mercenaries in order to get this. And the mercenaries can range from different levels. Some of them, you might get a piece that's at a very low level, and then you might find a mercenary that's a very high level that has the next piece. So what I would highly recommend doing is, when you look at your mercenaries list, just look at the enemies or at the mercenaries that are discovered, so you can see which ones have the legendary items for you. Now for the legs or the waist, I put 20% chance to ignore half damage. Now I normally would put it for this one as well as this one, so that way I would have 40%, but you know, I wanted to really have that extra bit of damage. But if you don't feel like having that extra bit of damage, or you want to have an extra 20% chance to ignore half damage, it's going to help a lot. Especially if you play on Nightmare and Hard, you always end up getting hit regardless. Like your parrying or your dodging isn't as great. Like me, my parrying and dodging is not great. the 20% chance to ignore half damage is going to help a lot, because you'll even notice that the damage is reduced a lot when you get hit. And I mean, it's basically like 1 out of every 5 attacks you can pretty much take less half damage, whatever. Now for the boots, I put 50% burning rate, and you get this one basically from the Agamemnon. Agamemnon, it's tongue twister fucking word, sorry. I have no idea how to say this one. But you get it from this set, and then I also have a video on how to get this set as well. But the reason why I went with burning rate on it is because I didn't really like all the other stats on the boots anyways, except for the when you're at a high or full health or low health, you get extra crit chance, crit damage. Unfortunately, I don't have all of them unlocked or maxed out, so I just went with the burning rate because I do use fire. I use the fire ability anyways, so being able to have the damage tick at least 2 times per tick is actually really nice. It helps kill the enemies a little quicker. Now for the weapons, I have Sword of Damocles, and I'm using the Dagger of Cronus as well as my Toxarchus Reflex Bow. So with the Sword of Damocles, it's gonna come with 15% warrior damage, 20% adrenaline per crit, and then 10% to all adrenaline gained. And then I applied the 15% all damage, but I lose 15% of my health, which, I mean, it's fine, but you know, this kind of gameplay style does help me learn how to play better with parrying and dodging. But like I said, if you're not that great with that, then I probably wouldn't go that route. If anything, I would suggest going with more crit damage or crit chance or something that can help you a little bit more with damage output and survivability, I mean. And then the Dagger of Cronus. So with this one, I have 15% warrior damage, 15% damage with daggers, and it comes with 40% damage when attacking from behind, which is all really great. And then the last perk I put onto it, or the engrave, was minus 25% cooldown duration for all abilities. So the clip I'm going to show you guys is of this gameplay is me fighting Medusa. That is how you get this engrave. I didn't have this engrave when I did fight her, so it was a little bit more tough. When you have this engrave, you'll notice a pretty big difference in your cooldowns, because rather than waiting like 10 seconds, you're going to be waiting like 7 seconds for your cooldown to reduce or to finish. And honestly, it helps a lot, especially with this type of build. And then for my bow, I have warrior damage, all damage, crit chance, and assassin damage. So I'm not too worried about the assassin damage, since I'm not really using anything for assassin damage. If anything, I don't really have any opinions on what you should use. It's mainly the warrior damage, all damage, and crit chance is all that I think you should be really using. After that, you can really apply whatever it is that you want to apply. I just put assassin damage because sometimes I will use an assassin ability, which is the hero strike, sometimes I won't. Now, for the abilities, we're going to go ahead and pretty much get everything in the warrior tree. So you're gonna go with Sparta Kick, Bull Rush, Ring of Chaos, and obviously you're gonna get flaming attacks as well as maxing that out. So because flaming attacks is gonna be one of the good buffs, one of the main buffs you're gonna be applying all the time, since this also takes no adrenaline and it also has no cooldown once it's done. It helps a lot more. And then you're also going to get Battle Cry of Ares, obviously, because you are putting 50% more damage on top of all the extra damage you already have for 20 seconds. And then also, when you have no health, you basically will become, you're invulnerable, you're invincible in a way. And also, when you take more damage, you deal more damage, which is really, really awesome. So I really like this ability a lot. And it also requires no adrenaline too, which is really nice. Now for the perks, obviously you're going to get Weapons Master, Gear Master, and Overpower all maxed out. You can choose to get the Charged Heavy Attack maxed out. I tend to find myself not really using it as much because enemies tend to hit me first and then it just interrupts me out of it, which kind of sucks. I wish that you don't get interrupted using your Charged Heavy Attack, but it is what it is. And then I used Bull Rush to close the gap between me and my enemy. So it's really nice. And then Ring of Chaos, as you know, will apply status effects as well if you have the flaming attacks to all nearby enemies, and it'll also push them back when you get it maxed out. And then Shield Breaker, obviously, to just take the shields away from the enemy. When you get it maxed out, it also hits nearby enemies. And then for the Assassin tree, you're going to want to go with the Shadow Assassin maxed out, so that way you get extra crit damage by 50%. And also, when you assassinate an enemy, you get an extra 1 adrenaline segment bonus. And then you're going to get Stealth Master for whenever you're doing like open world stuff rather than just boss fights. You're going to use this, and then it'll be easier for you to just sneak around and kill. Definitely you're going to get slow time, because having slow time is going to also be really useful, as you'll be able to notice when you see the clip that I use slow time whenever Medusa decides to use her gazing, her stone gaze ability, whatever you want to call it. So whenever she's about to do that, or after she slams her sword on the ground, I use slow time because I know how long it's going to take her for her to get up. So when I use this, I just run up to her, and then I just start slashing her as much as I can to build up adrenaline again. And then also, while I'm using this, I will also have Battle Cry of Ares on, as well as Flaming Attacks. Have all 3 buffs active, so you're able to put out as much damage as possible. And then Hero Strike, you can use it as an option or not. I just put it just in case I decided to use it, rather than Bull Rush. But like I said, I only use Bull Rush to close the gap between me and my enemies. And then the last ones is going to be Archery Master. So you're going to get Archery Master completely maxed out, because you'll be able to have 40% more hunter damage and 40% more headshot damage. And then you're going to get the Sixth Sense. So with Sixth Sense, you don't have to use a bow for this. So like I said before, with Sixth Sense, if you get caught while you're sneaking around, you have 8 seconds to pretty much run up to them or run away, and you'll be able to kill them if you run up to them and or whatever, get into combat, up to you. But it's 8 seconds of like, oh, what do I do? And that is pretty much it with this video. If this helped you at all, go and leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns on anything, let me know down in the comment section. And also, if you have any other weapons you'd like to use or you would like to use on this build, go ahead and let me know so I can also try it out to see. Because really, I'm just testing. I'm still testing. Even after I post this video, I am still testing builds regardless. Like, I've already made my hunter build. I've redone my hunter build multiple times already, trying to make it as strong as possible. But that's pretty much it. This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.
Help me put it down!
There she is! Right there!